do some opening songs. We do have opening songs on page 120. 128. Let's turn to 128, see what we have over there. Let's see, we can do, we'll do Dodie Lee, which is a love song and a dance. Page 129, top. Dodie Lee ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. מי זאת עולה מן המדבר, מי זאת עולה מקוטרת מור, מור ולבונה, מור ולבונה. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. מקוטרת מור, מור ולבונה, מור ולבונה. מקוטרת מור, מור ולבונה, מור ולבונה. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. ליבבתיני אחותי כלה, ליבבתיני כלה. ליבבתיני אחותי כלה, ליבבתיני כלה. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. אורי צעפון ובואי תימן. אורי צעפון ובואי תימן. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. הנה מה טוב מנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב מנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב מנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב מנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב מנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב מנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos to everyone. I hope you've been staying dry during this very wet week, even though we need this rain very much. We're going to be sending out some information next few days from the Hebrew Aid Society of San Francisco. I think most everyone in our community has been okay, but if you do have issues with flooding or with power outages or any kind of damage to your home and you need support, there is support through the Jewish community of San Francisco, and keep an eye out for the email coming so that if you do need some help, it's there and available. We're going to start by lighting our Shabbat candles. I'd like to invite Deborah Greenstein to come forward, and if I understand it correctly, Irene Yesowich she's not necessarily going to light the candles, she's going to offer moral support. But I think you'll basically both be lighting the candle.
Okay, I'll light it. Okay, I haven't used this in a long time.
Baruch, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. I know Gordon had you turn to page 128 for one of the opening songs. I'm going to ask you to turn back to 128, and Gordon is going to lead us in Yedid Nefesh. There's a melody that I think you're probably used to at this point, but Gordon's going to do a different melody, another traditional melody that I am actually more familiar with for this 400-year-old prayer.
Ya Elai, Lai, 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 Yedid Nefesh, Av HaRachaman, Mishoch Avdach, El Ritzonach, Yarut Avdach, Kemo Ayar, Yishtachaveh, El Muhadarach, Ki Ye'eravlo, Yedidutach, Minofet Suf, Vechot Ha'am, Ya Lai, 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 Ya Lai, 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 Ya Lai, 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 Ya Lai, 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 Ya Lai, 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 Ya Lai, 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 Lai.
Page 144, we continue with the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgada v'yitkadash shemei rabba v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman ka'ariv v'imeru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mavarach Le'olam olam me'almaya. Yitbarach. Yitbarach. V'yishtabach. V'yitpa'ar. V'yitromam. V'yitnaseh. V'yithadar. V'yithale. V'yithalal. Shemei lekudusha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiram bi'alma. Ve'imeru. Amen.
Our call to worship the Baruch Hu is on page 146. Please rise.
Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Remain standing if you're able and turn to page 149. And I invite you to join me at the top of the page. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated.
We'll do the English of You Shall Love, and you'll find it on most of your books on the back page cover inside of the last cover page. You shall love Adonai. You shall love Adonai. You shall love Adonai, your God. all your strength, with all your being, with all your being. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way when you lie down and when you rise up. You shall love Adonai. You shall love Adonai. You shall love Adonai, your God. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates, that you will remember, do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God. You shall love Adonai. You shall love Adonai. You shall love Adonai, your God.
Page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. And when the Israelites escaped their bondage from Egypt, they crossed the Sea of Reeds, and Miriam, Moses and Aaron's sibling, their sister, led the Jewish women, the Israelite women, in song, in dance, in celebration, with these very words that Gordon is going to lead us in on page 158, Micha Mocha.
We're going to do a simpler melody that just incorporates the first three lines, and it can be done as a round. I'll see if I can help you in that. It goes, Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar ba'kodesh, Nora tehilot, O seifele, Nora tehilot, O seifele, Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar ba'kodesh, Nora tehilot, O seifele, Nora tehilot, O seifele, Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar ba'kodesh, Nora tehilot, O seifele, Nora tehilot, O seifele. You think you have it now? Okay, we're going to try it. Okay.
That's a melody that Miriam and the Israelite women.
Yeah, I learned it from her. Okay, so we're going to do, this side's going to go first, okay? So you just do it normal. You know, you're going to do it normal too. You're just going to start in a different place. So here we go. Micha mocha ba'el Micha Adonai, ni Adonai. I'm doing a round with myself. Okay, we'll try it again. Let's see. Well, let's just do it together, and I'll be closer. Maybe it'll be better if I'm closer, right? Okay. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, Nora tehilot, O sefele, Nora tehilot, O sefele, now each other around. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Me, just make it up if you know. Now it sounds like the Orthodox shuls, right? Don't laugh. Hey, that's not encouraging them. Oh, say. Okay, so you guys go, oh, say, fella. Go do that. Oh, say. Oh, say, oh, say, oh, say, fair. Perfect ending. This is exactly how it goes.
It's like in baseball, you might not have pitched a really great game, but you came up with a really good save at the end.
There you go.
That worked. Okay.
For those who just tuned in, they'll go, wow, did you hear that? You know, on streaming, you know.
Page 161. Please join me at the top of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. I think people are probably more familiar with this one than the last one.
Yes, but less familiar with the one we usually do. So,
Oh, okay.
so we're just doing, you know, little different melodies tonight. This is, we'll start with what should be familiar at the top of 161, what Rabbi just read, Let There Be Love. But we're going to continue with the melody that's actually part of this song of Hashkivenu. So it goes, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu l'shalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. Amen. Amen.
We turn to page 164 for the Amidah. Amidah is from the infinitive la'amod, which means to stand. So this is known as the standing prayer. I'd like to ask you, as we do the first three blessings together and then to continue on our own, when you have finished praying, each of you in your own way, please be seated so that we know that you're done. Please rise, page 164.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem L'Ma'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaChol Aktarab Lehoshia Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed Mechayei HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Ba'Gevurot Umidom Mehelach Melech Memit Umechayeh Umatmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh Ukdoshim b'chol yom yahalalu chasela Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el hakadosh. Top of 178. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, tasim leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol eit u'v'chol sha'ah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, tasim leolam. 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 Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
At this point in our service, we think of those in need of healing on this Shabbat, healing of body, healing of spirit, and healing of heart. And we ask God to bestow the bracha, the blessing of refuah shlema, full and complete healing on the following men and women from our congregation or those known and loved by our community: Ilana Massey, Kevin Brackett, Michelle Camisia, Joshua Hyman, Diane Butler, Jesse Friedman, Marjorie Gilberg, Michael Blend, Jim Mates, Janet Marbury, Harriet Lehman, Brenda Flood, Bob Massey, Bill Lenish, Sharon Blevis, Sharon Hagan, Joan Elson, Michael Edwards, and Alan Goldstein. And if anyone has a name they wish to add to our list, I invite you to please do so. The Misha Berach is on page 511.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu, makor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos again, and a special Shabbat welcome to those of you who are visiting or those of you who we just haven't seen for a little while. This week represents the end of the reading of the book of Genesis, the first book in the Torah, first book in the Hebrew Bible. And the book of Genesis ends on a high note, a note of reconciliation between Joseph and his brothers, a note of prosperity as the people of Israel are in a decent situation in Egypt at the end of the book. And it follows 50 chapters of drama and dysfunction, of murder, sibling rivalry, and revenge. But the book of Exodus, which we begin reading on this Shabbat, begins on a darker note. It's not on a high note, it's a low note. A new king, a Pharaoh, arises in Egypt, one who, to quote the story, did not know Joseph. He wasn't familiar with the relationship between the Egyptian court and the Israelites. So Pharaoh felt no special bond with the Jewish people. The Israelites have grown in number by this point, and Pharaoh feels threatened by them. What he does in response is to enslave and oppress the people of Israel. And after several generations, their situation changes for the worse. And we know a lot of this whole story of bondage in Egypt through the story in the Haggadah that we read on Passover. Almost 2,000 years later, after the story of the enslavement in Egypt, the Exodus in Egypt, we see this pattern repeated. The Maccabees defeat their Syrian Greek occupiers, and there's a period, at least for 200 years, of Jewish sovereignty in Judea. We celebrate this on what holiday? Hanukkah. It's a time of great joy, of great celebration. And yet, after those 200 years, the new Roman emperor, just like the new Pharaoh, feels threatened by the Jewish people. And the Roman emperor also oppresses, enslaves, and kills Jews in Judea. And after the destruction of the temple in the year 70, a great diaspora ensues, and Jews are spread out all over the known world. Now, 1,200 years after the Roman conquest of Judea, the Jews are once again thriving, this time in the Iberian Peninsula, in Spain and Portugal. There is a golden age in those two countries. The Jewish people are, relatively speaking, affluent, influential, educated, and they have great relationships with their Muslim neighbors. Anyone who's traveled to southern Spain, raise your hand if you've ever been to Seville or Cordoba or Toledo or Granada. I mean, the relationships were great between the Jewish people. In fact, one of the great Catholic theologians, St. Thomas Aquinas, in some of his books, refers to Maimonides, one of our greatest thinkers and philosophers, as just the rabbi, in the way that he refers to Aristotle as the philosopher. That's how highly he regarded Maimonides in his books. But new monarchs emerge, just as they did in Egypt and as they did in Judea. And Isabella and Ferdinand in 1492, centuries later, try to get the Jewish people to convert. And if they don't convert, they're told they need to be expelled from Spain and Portugal under Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. Now, this pattern repeats itself in Jewish history over and over and over again. The Jewish people thrive, they become strong, they become numerous. A new leader emerges who oppresses and, quote unquote, enslaves them, and the Jewish people need to react to this new situation, to this new challenge. And as a religious minority in all countries but the state of Israel, this has been a pattern for 4,000 years. We have survived as a people both as a people and as a faith, because we have learned to adapt, to evolve, to renew, and to never give up. And to just use one example from 2,000 years ago, when the Romans destroy the temple in Jerusalem, wipe out the priesthood, and kick the Jewish people out of their ancestral homeland, what happens? A new ecclesiastical leadership emerges, the rabbis. And the rabbis replace the priests. The synagogue, a new Jewish institution, replaces the temple. And worship, prayer, liturgy, replaces animal sacrifice. And in this way, the Jewish people are able to grow and thrive for the next 2,000 years. Our external forms, the rites and rituals and holidays that define us in many ways, have changed over the centuries. But our core values, our core principles, the pursuit of justice, loving the stranger, belief in one God, monotheism, these have served as our anchor for over 2,000 years, some would argue for 6,000 years. And even as I'm sure that the external forms of Judaism, the rites, rituals, ceremonies, and holidays that largely define us are going to change in the years ahead, and in the decades, and in the centuries, and probably in the millennia ahead, I hope that our core values, our core principles, continue to hold us together, continue to bind us as a people, continue to serve as the foundations of our faith for another 6,000 years, for the time of our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. We're going to continue now on page 586 with the Aleinu prayer. And again, if you are able, please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
I have the honor now of inviting back to the Bima Irene Yesowich, who's going to read some very important announcements for us tonight. Very important. That's not funny. Oh, is she going to give you moral support now? Oh, okay.
No way. Hi, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Irene Yesowich. I am currently the co-chair of the fundraising committee. Anyway, so I'm here to read the announcements, assuming some of you didn't read the announcements that come to us every Wednesday. So on Sunday, at 10 a.m., there's an in-person safety training that's very important, and people are interested. There's a registration is required, so you have to go online. And also at 4 p.m., there's the MLK commemoration, CBS and the Napa Interfaith Leadership Council, which should be very interesting. On Monday, CBS offices are closed to an observation of MLK Day. But at 10 a.m., nonetheless, we will have the Talking Jewish Tribe meeting. On Tuesday, there's a board, 7 p.m., there's a board meeting. And if anybody's interested in this exciting hour or an hour and a half, they're welcome to come, and you just need to go online and you can join us for those of us who want to have a great time at a board meeting. Wednesday at 6:30, there's a You're Right, W-R-I-T-E, to Resilience. And then next Friday, there's at 6 p.m., Faces of Faith Shabbat service led by our one and only Rabbi Goldstein and Gordon Lustig. And it's followed by conversation with Rabbi and the special guest, Omar Salem. Thank you very much.
And just a special plug about next Friday. Omar is a police officer. He's a very active member, along with his father, with the Muslim community and the mosque. Believe it or not, there is a mosque here in Napa. Some of you may have heard Omar before, but we're going to be talking about Islam. If you've been to the previous Faces of Faith discussion, or if you'll be able to make the next one in March, it's really interesting. We get to learn about different denominations, different religions. There'll be a period of Q&A afterwards. So if you can come next Friday, I'd really like to introduce you to other faith leaders in our community and give us all a chance to learn more about other traditions. Our thoughts now turn to those who are no longer with us, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We remember those who have died during the past 12 months. Clark Smith, Stephanie Rab Axner, David Ernesto Kaplan, Pat Pate, Annette Goldberg, Maggie Sherman, Sandra Banco-Fichtenberg, Nicholas Huff, George Montano, Dean Wilson, Norman Charney, David Alpert, Renee Munoz, Michael Kossin, Paul Jaworski, Ed Eston, Micah Bicel, Jill Daly Katz, Gabriel Harrison Escalera, Colonel Ed West, Joe McCaffrey, Beverly Eigner, Ruth Morlett, Lords Blake, Othello Thornton, and Ellen Rosen. We also remember and honor the Yartsites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Judy Donaldson, Rose Cabilio, Yvette L. Levin, Irene Levin, Fern Levy, Betty Phyllis Greenstein, Don Jones, Leonard Cohen, Barry Barish, William Eisenberg, Dorothy Coyne, Musa Nahore, Harriet Forbstein Deller, and Elizabeth Mautner. And if anyone has a name either at home or here that they wish to add to this list, I invite you to please do so. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. If you are able, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash me rabba, be'alma divrach hiroteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomachon uv'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'alam u'lamei al-maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace grant peace to all those in mourning and comfort to all those who are bereaved, and let us all say, amen. Please be seated. Gordon is going to lead us in a final song, and then we're going to do Kiddush and Motzi, and then I invite you all to the back for our oneg. What do you want to close with tonight?
Something else not familiar,
Okay.
but very easy.
Specifically so people cannot join you, right?
unlike many cantors. No. I just simply do that by putting in a key nobody can sing in. That's easy to do. Now this has a bunch of parts, and some of you may be familiar. This melody is a Craig Taubman melody, and it starts with Shabbat Shalom, and it goes like this. Shabbat Shalom. Oh, no, I'm doing the wrong part, okay? See, it's unfamiliar even to me. That's the second part I was doing. The first part goes, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. I'll do that again. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. And then this is a part that goes along with that and around. Shabbat Shalom, Umevorach, Shabbat Shalom, Umevorach. And to make it even easier for you, I'm going to tell you what page it's on. You see what a good guy I am? Page 635. Starts in the middle, Shabbat Shalom Shir Hamalot. So we did the top line and then the next line. And then the main part of the song, which we'll just maybe do a couple lines, goes like this. Starting on that third or the longer stanza. Shir Hamalot B'shuv Adonai Et Shivat Zion Hayinu Kechomim Shir Hamalot B'shuv Adonai Et Shivat Zion Hayinu Kechomim. And if that's a lot of Hebrew, you can just go Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. If that's too high, you can go Shabbat Shalom, Umevorach, Shabbat Shalom, Umevorach. If you like a lot of Hebrew, Shir Hamalot B'shuv Adonai Et Shivat Zion Hayinu Kechomim. I'm going to sing the other part and then we'll come back to that. Azimale Shot Pinu Ushonenu Rina Az Yomru Vahagoyim Igdil Adonai La'asodi Melech Shir Hamalot B'shuv Adonai Et Zivat Zion Hayinu Kechomim. We'll end with the Shabbats at the beginning. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Let's all rise for the Kiddush Emotzi, and I invite you to please join Gordon and I in the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pori hagafen. Amen.
Chaim. And in anticipation of our oneg, let's do the motzi together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
B'tei.
Petei avon.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom.